Do you know anyone getting married soon? If so, you're going to want to save this video and send it to them. This is one of the easiest ways to make a totally budget-friendly, affordable, fresh flower bouquet for a wedding. So first thing you're going to do is lay out your stems and then remove the exterior leaves that are lower down on the stem. Those are just going to get in your way. Now, you are going to want to leave a few pieces of green leaves towards the top of the flowers, but in hindsight, I actually would have taken more of the green leaves off, and you'll kind of see what I mean as we go along. So go ahead and put it in your hands, kind of like a bunch, and just kind of see what you're dealing with. If you have two colors of flowers like I do, you want to make sure that you have them where you want them. I did the two different colors because I wanted to have it like resemble the two families coming together. Now, what you saw me do just here is to take the leaves out of the center and pull them down to the outside edges. You're going to want to make sure to fluff back where you removed all of those leaves from the center and where you pulled them out to the outer edges. This is going to give it the actual bouquet look. Super, super beautiful look. So once you have it how you want it, all the leaves at the bottom are removed, all the leaves from the middle are pulled to the outside. You're going to secure the stems using a zip tie. Now be careful here. You're going to want to have it tight enough to where it secures them, but not so tight that you actually bend or break any of those stems. They're somewhat delicate. Now you can kind of see from the underneath where I left a ton of leaves. I kind of feel like you might want to go with less. It just depends on your situation. So I clipped it there with a wire cutters, and I'm measuring out where the bouquet is going to be cut with using two hands. Once you get the two hands method down, you're going to want to go back down about 2 inches just to give it a little extra at the bottom. Now, once you have it where you want it, you're going to want to get some green floral tape. This green floral tape is super important. You're going to secure the stems together with the green floral tape. Again, trying to be easy as you wrap it around, not to tear the tape as you go, but go ahead and wrap it. And make sure that you do end up stopping right where we talked about, where the hands end, and leaving that 1 to 2 inches extra at the very bottom. This tape is going to blend in with the stems and make it seamless. So once you've got the tape secured on there, you're going to want to add your satin ribbon. I chose white. You can go with the bride's colors or any color that you like. And then just secure it using some hot glue. I added the hot glue right up near the zip tie. I did want to cover the zip tie, but you could always leave it uncovered in case you want to unsnip them later and not have to deal with removing the satin ribbon. But I went ahead and covered the zip tie on this one. So for the ribbon pattern, I went ahead and pinched it and folded it over so that it looked a little more like a braid as opposed to just a flat wrapping of the ribbon around the stems. Now I'm using a little touch of hot glue between each round. My tape started coming off, y'all, so I had to glue it again. I used a little bit of hot glue in between each round just to make sure that it was secure and didn't come loose during the ceremony. In hindsight, also, I would recommend going ahead and wrapping the satin ribbon around 2 layers just to give it a little more substantial. I feel like you could get away with this the way I did it, but I definitely feel like 2 layers of the ribbon would have done an even better job of hiding all of the stems and the greenery. So once you have it where you want it, just snip it at an angle and then glue down that bottom last piece so that it is tight and secure there at the bottom. And then of course you can add a beautiful bow. These are one of my easiest bows to make. I highly recommend it. If you feel like maybe you aren't a bow maker or you just want to make a really beautiful, no-fail, super easy bow, then use this method. So you're going to pull off enough ribbon to just pinch it in the center on 2 loops. that is it. My friend, you can make this bow. It's my zip tie bow. It works every single time on every single project. So once you have it, the length you want. Now, I will recommend making a little bigger bow than I did if you're going to use jewelry or something for the centerpiece, because I feel like it could accommodate a much bigger, fluffier bow. But I went with a smaller, simplistic bow, and then you're going to zip tie it in the center. This is the key. I had too thick of a zip tie at first, so then I grabbed a really tiny zip tie to put in the middle, and I grabbed these zip ties at the Dollar Tree. So you guys zip tie it in the middle and then hot glue it in place. Give it a couple of snips on the tails for dovetail or mermaid tail, however you want to call it, just to give it a really beautiful finishing look. And I want to kind of go over what we spent on this bouquet. So this took two smaller bouquets of fresh hydrangeas from the grocery store. I'm going to link a post below on the blog that talks about getting your flowers from the grocery store. Trader Joe's has some amazing flowers, and so does Market Street and Whole Foods Market, you guys. And I'm sure other grocery stores do as well. And you're going to use those two bouquets were less than $20 each for me. They were about $17. And then the floral tape I got at Dollar Tree for $1.25. The satin ribbon I actually had on hand, but you can find that on sale all the time at Hobby Lobby. And you can find it at Michael's and Joann's whenever it goes on sale there too for half off. And you don't use a whole spool by any means, just a few yards. So you shouldn't have any issue with pricing on that. The bling is completely optional. I decided to add some of this, and it was less than a couple dollars for my bling. So all in all, this is a super affordable way to give the bride a special DIY bouquet. I'm just spritzing it here with a little bit of water because the hydrangeas drink from their blooms as much as they do from their stems, and it will keep it fresh if you're going to be traveling. Another tip if you're going to be traveling somewhere is to put it in a water vase, and I'll show you in just a second where just the stems are hitting the water. This is how it turned out. What do you think? I thought it turned out absolutely stunning, totally beautiful. I love the ribbon and the bow with the bling. So this is the vase that I'm talking about where you actually can store it in here for a car ride. And this will keep the stems wet, but leave the ribbon dry, which is what you want. I would recommend you put it in a cardboard box with some tissue paper or some other grocery sacks wadded up all around it, just to keep it secure while you're traveling. What do you think?